All right, I am going live right now. And we are live, I believe, and here we are. Hey, guys, move over, kids. Thanks for joining us this week. Right now in the chat already, we have Calfman and EPS 5000. And we've got the lovely Devin with us. Every once in a while, I still want to call you Devon, just for old time's sake. And no Bandana Gamer this week, and probably not next week. Bandana, for you guys, he is a he's a youth pastor, I believe.
Youth pastor, I think.
Minister or something. Youth something with the church, and Sundays have just been a little overwhelming for him. I believe I'm allowed to say that. I don't know. Maybe I should have asked him if I was allowed to divulge that information. Either way, he's just taking a little bit of a break. And it's not you, it's him. Or it's not us, it's him. And then David is going to be here, but oh, there he is. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Hello, David. How are you? I think David takes a second to get on. David, hi. How are you, David? What's up? We were just giving the breakdown. Is that why he left the Discord server? EPS 5000, something along that lines. We have a Discord server for the channel, and we talk, we chat, we do whatever. And I think just the social media overload with Bandana was getting to him. He's just just sometimes he's a little more into it, and sometimes he's not. I do know that just in general, sometimes in the world itself, there is negativity, and it can kind of, feed back on some people a little differently. Anyways, what do you guys, what's up, guys? The Nintendo Switch, the sales on the Nintendo Switch were, there was a report, they passed the PS3, I believe. We're at like 85 million consoles sold. Isn't that kind of crazy? Didn't remember when the Wii U was at 13 million and couldn't get above that hump, and now we're at 85 million. Is it 4 years or is it 3 years, Ed?
It's 4 and some change.
Are we at 4? So do you think it'll pass the Wii? Because isn't the Wii at like 100 something million? Like, is it 110 million or is it like 103 million? I don't know.
I think it will, especially with big games coming up. I mean, you got another run of Breath of the Wild, pretty much.
That's true.
You've got Metroid Dread, Metroid 4. Assuming these guys are coming out on the
1.63 million consoles sold.
Huh?
The Wii had 101.63 million consoles.
101. Okay.
I think it will.
Yeah, definitely going to surpass that.
What's crazy is that, and impressive, is that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is like the top selling Switch game.
That is crazy because, I mean, that is a Wii game or a Wii U game. So like, it's not only the top selling, but then if you add the Wii U sales to it, you got another like 5 million, you can add to it, which at this point is a drop in the bucket. Like, it looked like Smash was going to overtake it at one point. They were only like less than a million apart from each other, but then Mario Kart eventually just inched its way back up again.
Yeah, it's we were just playing Red Dead last night, Devin and I. That's a Rockstar game, and Rockstar knows to sit on titles for a while. GTA's been out for almost like 10 years, and they still make millions of dollars a year. So it's no different here with Mario Kart Deluxe, where they don't have to make a Mario Kart 9. Mario Kart is just about racing Mario characters, and it still makes a lot of money.
Yes, but I think that analogy falls. I mean, it's true, and it looks like EPS even agrees with you. But I think it falls a little bit apart because isn't GTA kind of moved to an online model along with it, meaning that like they're making a lot of extra.
The base game is still there.
Yeah, but like they're still making a buku ton just on what's happening on the game in the game itself, the online.
Yeah, microtransactions and stuff like that.
Because Nintendo's only making what they actually sell the game on, which is still a lot, don't get me wrong, but GTA is literally getting everyone to buy the game again for any new console. I mean, because this baby was released on the PS3, in perspective, when the Wii was around. And yet they're still making a lot of new cash and revenue off it. It'd almost be like if that Mario Kart online game had been implemented into Mario Kart 8, the mobile app, and then microtransactions and stuff like that had happened. What was that?
I think that was my phone. Go on.
Oh, nice. But I don't know. It's working. We'll probably never get a Mario Kart 9 until a Switch 2, because why would they bother?
Let's see what else. We got some Pokemon titles up there. I don't have the list on me. Does anybody have it?
What, for Pokemon titles?
Best-selling Switch, the top 10s.
Oh, I don't, but I can almost guess it. It's gonna be Mario Kart 8, Mario Odyssey, Zelda, Sword and
Animal
Shield.
Crossing is really close.
Animal Crossing is probably like number 2 or 3. I can't remember if it passed
I have
Smash.
a list now.
You had like the pandemic really helped with Animal Crossing, in my opinion.
Thank
It
God
came
for
out
Corona,
right.
Nintendo.
I have the top 10 list if you want to know.
Go for it.
So it's Mario Kart 8, Animal Crossing. Third is Super Smash. Breath of the Wild for number 4. Sword and Shield is lumped into number 5. Odyssey is 6. Super Mario Party is 7. Pokemon Let's Go and Eevee and Pikachu are 8. Splatoon is number 9. And I never expected this, but Ring Fit Adventure is the 10th spot.
Yep.
Yeah, Ring Fit. That is kind of a weird one to be number 10. Actually,
It had a late kind of like a sleeper hit during COVID as well.
Yeah,
but
the Japanese. I heard the Japan. I mean, it was sold out in America, but for some reason, like I heard the Japanese were really all about it.
The ones that really surprised me, I'm really surprised Breath of the Wild is as high as it is. I know it's a flagship, and I know it was like one of the best games of all time. I understand that, but man, I didn't expect for it to be as high as it is, which is great. Splatoon 2 as well. I mean, at 12 million, that's a lot. I didn't expect for it to be in the top 10 at all. So that's great.
I think
glad that
both of those games really were lucky, blessed. I don't know about being like in year one, even month 1, 2, 3. Like Splatoon 2 came out almost immediately after the Switch came out, and so people were just hungry for games. Same with Zelda. Zelda was a killer app. It was the Nintendo Switch released something new. There was like 7 games, and YouTubers wanted to play something. Had Mario Odyssey been released with the Nintendo Switch, I think it would have. Mario's Odyssey was going to sell no matter what. But the question was Zelda going to sell as much as it did no matter what? And I think it greatly benefited from being a release game as opposed to the other way around, where if Odyssey would have been released and Zelda would have been the December game of that year, like it probably added 5 million sales to it, just being the release game. Because think about what else was the Nintendo Switch released with? Bomberman, Snipper Clips. It was just like you had to buy Zelda.
That's pretty true. Yeah.
I think Arms was released shortly thereafter as well.
And unfortunately, Arms is a million seller. I think
it's
like
2.5.
Yep. Unfortunately, it didn't get crazy sales.
Yeah, you're not talking about like over 10 or anything, but for a first time new brand new IP from Nintendo, I think that's very impressive.
Yeah, I wonder if it's going to be treated like Splatoon, probably not, or if it'll be treated like kind of obvious comparisons aside, like Punch-Out, where it'll be a game that like doesn't really get any fanfare for a while and then just comes back, and a lot of people are just like, oh yeah, I remember ARMS. I loved that game when I was a kid.
I still think ARMS is really cool for what it is. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's just a weird name still if you think about ARMS. What's the sequel going to be? Legs?
Very true.
Calfman says, I have ARMS, the game and in real life.
Valid point.
So you guys were playing Red Dead. We can jump back to this earlier because, like, what is Red Dead Online like? How do you, like, what's the point of it?
I don't even know if I figured that out. There's free roam missions, and then there's like deathmatch stuff. I haven't really figured it out yet. I got David to finally join in with me last night, and we're just kind of tinkering around with some of the missions. It seems like it puts you online in the normal game, technically, but you can do it with other people.
I still need to play Red Dead. I got the Xbox, and I got Game Pass or whatever, but and
download it and play with us.
Yeah, you need to jump on us.
Yeah, I know. Red Dead is it's not the one-player game, though. I'm still, like, kind of behind the times when it comes to, like, online play.
You can have a single-player campaign,
Yeah, you can. You can just...
That's how the game existed for the first year. Online didn't come in until much later.
Yeah, I think the online only came out, like, last year.
Yeah. But the actual storyline game is not on Game Pass. It's just the online part of it is.
Yeah.
Oh, so Devin, you can't play the campaign like I do with the physical, right?
Yes,
what I'm hearing.
The physical, I told you.
So
I just didn't know it yet.
Okay, I thought you only downloaded the Game Pass portion.
Well, I did download the Game Pass, then realized it's not the actual full game, and then I said I wanted the full game, so I bought it.
Nice.
You'll need to get next time you play, put it on the Discord. Because Calfman says he likes to play online, but he has no one to play with.
Nice.
Catman, do you have it on the Xbox? Jesus. We can all get together and play after this.
He asks if it's cross-console play.
He's probably on Sony, I think. That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let me check.
I'm tired. You guys will have to excuse me. I fell asleep, and now I'm just like, how you wake up and you're just like, what year is this? I feel like Robin Williams for Jumanji, that meme. What year is this? What's going on in the world of David?
Not much. Just trying to stay busy.
Yeah.
I dug some holes today, so.
Yeah, but in your personal life or in real life?
Always. I'm always in a hole. No physical holes, just digging and fixing pipes and stuff. So it's pretty cool. Just trying to stay active but I'm looking at this whole entire top 45 games. It's nuts, man. I mean,
on the Switch.
Mm-hmm. A million is still a lot.
It really is nuts.
It's like Metopia already sold a 1.04 million.
Metopia sold 1 million,
and it hasn't even been. It's barely over a month since it came out.
And you hear nothing of it too. Nothing.
Among Us has already sold 3.2 million, and that only's been on for a few months.
Yeah, but that at least has I know it came out towards the tail end of its social media presence or viral stage, but it's still a game that a lot of people play. But you're right, 3 million is a lot.
And this is units sold, so you multiply that by $40 to $60, and that gives the company, the developer, quite a good amount of cash. Like Astral Chain by Platinum Games, only 1.08 million, but like I said, a brand new IP on a Nintendo exclusive partnership. Like I'm hearing rumors about a second Astral Chain. I don't know if you guys heard those rumors too.
Well, Platinum Games, that is a lot for a Platinum game. I don't know. It seems like it shouldn't be based, on how they, there's so much always in the news, and they always have a following and stuff. However, it seems like if they get that amount of sales for them, that's a very big success, which, a million games is a success, but it just seems like, Capcom's almost like, if we don't get 3 million, it's a failure.
Yeah, I mean, different quotas, right? I mean, I would say Astral Chain's probably not the most successful Platinum games you would expect. Like, I don't know, Wonderful 101 probably did some good numbers. You have Bayonetta; those games sold pretty well. So Astral Chain, I don't know, I was really impressed. The graphics are amazing on the Switch. They have a unique look. If you ever played a Platinum Games game, but Captain Toad Treasure Tracker 1.5 million, Octopath Traveler 1.5 million, Xenoblade only been out for a year, 1.5.
Even on this list,
1-2 Switch, I don't know if they would. Yeah, it is 3.18, but I was gonna say that wasn't included with the Switch. So, but it was so, like Ken said, it was pretty much like a high attachment rate because it was one of the only games available at the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Paper Mario, Origami King. I'm glad to see those numbers, even though I would like to see more of like a true to form Paper Mario, but I don't want to be that fan. Age of Calamity, almost 4 million.
That's a decent amount.
That's decent.
I wonder if that's like a true snapshot of what Breath of the Wild would have done if it had been released a year later or something. You know what I mean? Because that's that 4 million is the real Zelda fans right there, and you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I think so.
Because Zelda games aren't traditionally like the hottest selling game, franchise. It's definitely like a valued franchise, but until Breath of the Wild, it didn't seem Nintendo always like. It was almost like the secondary mascot by default, as opposed to anything else.
Yeah, you got Link's Awakening, 5.5 million. And then here's an interesting one: Super Mario 3D All Stars, almost 10 million. It's 9 million, but let's just round that up to like a nice solid 10. That proves that Nintendo can port 3 games, put them on one, and nostalgia or whatever washes over and grabs people's attention. So, and sell it for $60. So that really worked for them.
Yeah, I wish they would have done it. I wish they would have done it again. They could have just taken 2 Zelda games and do it since they're usually longer. Or take the Oracle series and drop them for $60.
I think it'd be interesting to see Skyward Sword. I don't think it's on here because it's too early to tell. Give it another couple weeks, maybe it'll pop up here. But I'm sure that one sold pretty well as well.
I'm sure it did too.
But I'm glad that these top 10 numbers are what they are. I'm really proud of these games. Mario Party, though, Super Mario Party is on the top 10 with 15 million. It just shows that Nintendo, I think with something like Super Mario Party, which in my opinion, I don't think it's a complete game. I feel like there could have been more potential and more boards, maybe more characters.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that the new Mario Party. I have a friend, he's no longer a coworker. I have someone who just quit because he's going off to college, and he actually asked me, like, because he knows I'm a Nintendo fanboy, and he's like, "What should I get for Nintendo or Switch? Because I'm going to buy one." And I told him, I was like, "Well, you got to get the staples." And I told him, hold off on the Mario Party that is out right now, and get the one that is coming out in October. I was like, I feel that one is going to be just far superior, even though it's kind of it's a blast from the past type Mario Party, with the boards being from the N64 and stuff, but I just really feel that one is going to really knock it out of the park. It's going to be superior.
I agree. I actually really can't wait for that one.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the one that I wouldn't mind us just like, grabbing a couple beers and playing on a random Friday night.
Yeah, that's one I've been really excited to play with you guys too.
So we're almost at we're in August now, so we essentially have 5 months left of the year. You guys expect anything? What do you guys expect for these next 5 months? from Nintendo?
Well, the real question, it seems like they've already announced everything, right? Because there's like 2 Pokemon games that are coming. There is Mario Party. There is, I think they've announced everything. The real question is, are we going to get a November Direct? And will that November Direct just focus on next year or the end of the fiscal year? Or will it drop one more bomb for this year?
Well, we typically have September directs once a year, right?
Yeah,
If you want to say,
September. I think September Direct. That's what I meant.
So maybe let's just say like October, just to kind of split it up between November and September. And the years are kind of flown by a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, you're definitely going to get promotion from the Pokemon games, but I think that the Pokemon Company will have their own direct for that.
Probably.
Maybe kind of tease more of Arceus.
Arceus comes out in January, right?
Yeah. We haven't heard much from it yet, so I think if they have a Pokemon Direct around November or something, late October to kind of push the remakes, and then tease a little bit more of Arceus, and talk about like Unite and stuff like that. That makes sense. But as far as Nintendo stuff, they've been promoting Dread pretty heavily on Twitter. I think it's probably the most promoted, one of the most promoted games Nintendo has done on Twitter. If you ask me, like whole last 2 weeks, like they have this thread going. They announced like a couple new suits for Samus, which look really cool. There's like a bronze and gold suit. Looks so cool.
Is that a day one buy for you?
Yeah, if I can get my hands on a special edition, those kind of like, that's the only thing I didn't get a hold of this year.
If you don't get a special edition, what day is it then? Is it day 30?
It's a good question. I really want to play the game, so I'm gonna, if I can get my hands on the next best thing, it's gonna happen no matter what.
So you'll wait like the first 3 days, hoping that an Amazon shipment gets returned, and you'll like happen upon a Wario 64 tweet. But if not, like by the end of the first week, you'll probably get it.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's see, my Switch LED is probably gonna come out. When do those come out?
The 8th.
The same day.
So that's probably, I pre-ordered one, so that would work really well just to have the new system and Dread as well. So
if by the way you guys see the Switch OLED, I have a friend who's trying to buy one. Let me know so I can get the link if you see another pre-order go up.
Okay.
Looks like that question must have really pissed off David because he just left. He's just an emotional guy, guys. I'm so sorry.
Are you gonna get Metroid Dread though?
I don't know. Metroid games, like, I'm not a huge Metroid fan. I'm not gonna lie. I have nothing against Metroid, and she's my main in Smash, and I value her contribution to video game as a franchise. And I love that she's a part of Nintendo, but I just don't know. I did play, I'm going to date myself, but I played Metroid 2, Samus Returns, on the Game Boy way back in the day, and when I was a kid. And I just have never really got into Metroidvania games. Maybe it's because it's too... Because our Metroidvania games are like almost like 2D open world games, like,
kinda-ish.
It's just I get lost, and I don't know, and I know that's the appeal to them, but I don't know. But maybe this one's a little different because it might be.
I get horrifically lost, and my thing is like I'll get to a point where I can't figure out what the hell the next thing I'm supposed to do is, and I just cannot figure it out. And then I get annoyed, but I still love this style of game.
Yeah, maybe I'll do a GameStop rental where I buy it for 7 days and see if I like it. It looks great though, and maybe it'll be a little different because of the dread machine or whatever it is coming after you, and maybe it'll force you to be a little more linear.
I love how they're also kind of marketing this like a survival horror game.
Yeah, I really think like there's a lot of opportunity there if Nintendo goes more in that direction with the even the Prime series.
Yeah, very true.
What about you? Is it what?
David looked like he was distracted. What's going on?
Oh, you're asking me what's going on?
Yeah.
Ken, well, whatever. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, who's Ken? Who are you referring to?
I don't know anymore.
He's so lost. He doesn't know what's going on.
I'm still asleep, dude. This is a dream. We're not even having this. We canceled this show also. It was like we had a 2-week cancellation. This was just me dreaming, you guys. I missed you so much. I dreamed you into reality.
Yeah, I might switch up the pre-order for the Switch OLED for Metroid Dread if anybody needs that. But we got the Discord, so if anybody has
you're not gonna get the OLED now?
I reserved it just to like have it, I don't know. I mean, I have my Switch and I have my Switch Lite, and they kind of do what I want. So
seriously, if you want to like just change the address on it, I'll PayPal you the money. Because
did you miss out on one?
The pre-order, yeah.
Oh, you were thinking it's the white one. If that's the one you.
Oh, that's the one that I would totally want. It's not for me actually. I'm not gonna, but my friend, he definitely would. And I told him you need to wait because I told him I was like, you might as well wait at this point. It's an extra $50 and you're playing handheld all the time. He's a huge Pokemon fan, huge. Like he has spent over $1,000 on Pokemon Go, and Jeez. I know. And I thought that was crazy. And then I was with somebody else, and they were like, "Oh, that's nothing. I spent over $5 on Fortnite." I'm like, "What?" And these are like 18 to 21-year-olds. That's the future of gaming, dude. Or not even the future. That's the now of gaming. These guys, they freaking mobile app, $1,000, $5,000.
I will say, like, my gaming life and collecting has been better than it was when I started 5 years ago, because I didn't make as much money, I guess, but now it's like I can support my hobby, so that's like I don't struggle like if a new release came out, let's say Dread came out special edition, just buying that I would be hurting just because of my situation. So I don't know. I think we're at a good age now to like collect games comfortably.
And that's why the retro market is insane. Just absolutely freaking insane.
Yeah.
I
think the days of finding games in the wild like we used to, I think are kind of over. I know that's a bold statement, but I think that unless you're like hardcore wake up at 5 a.m. to go to the garage sales, I don't even think you'll find Pokemon games like you used to. You just got to be it's a different game. I think now it's like JB mentioned this, it's like the stock market where it's like you hope that the stuff that you have shoots up in price and buying in early, and it's just having the game just to have the game.
You want to know what's crazy? Like Steve in the chat, I forget. He's like, I am unsure or something in the Discord chat. Like he posted something the other day. He was like, I'm looking for a little princess. I'll pay. He showed a bunch of sold listings, and he was like, I'll pay for the lowest one, $130. Dude, I remember that game was $30. Period. And
which game?
A crap ton, Little Princess. It was like $30, $40. Retail, collector's edition, and now it's just 100. I mean, games from 4 years ago are
on the Switch, like Tiny Barbarians DX. You guys remember that game?
Yeah, $20 budget title.
Huh?
You're about to tell me that one went up?
Possibly. I mean, it was one of the first quarter releases. If
it was a $20 budget title.
It was one of the games that I got bored with and I sold. That's why I fucking don't do that anymore.
PSPD for David or Devin. But yeah, it's just crazy. Just absolutely crazy. And then, I mean, it was graded and stuff, but there was, like, I think we briefly mentioned it, a copy of Mario 64 sold for like $1 million. How? That game's not that old. I mean, it is, but I mean, is it?
Let's see. If we do used, you can get them at $20. If you do new,
Yeah, but you know,
you're looking at 60. So I don't know what the price. It's a Nicalis game, so I don't know if those games are kind of cheap though, right?
They're $20.
But Nicalis games are weird because the first prints had like extra stuff in them.
Yeah,
because,
stickers and stuff.
Of,
yeah,
Isaac had a book and stickers with it.
Wonder Boy, which I bought, the first game I bought after I met you guys and joined the podcast back in 2018. I got Wonder Boy, the one that had the stickers like Devin was talking about. By the way, sick hat, Dev.
Thank you. Trying to find something. Keep talking.
Yeah, and Wonder Boy was just like I think it was I don't know if like just an HD version of the Master System version, right? You guys ever play Wonder Boy?
I thought it was a spiritual successor, but I could be wrong.
Bought on the Switch, but I'm not sure if it's the one that you're talking about.
So there's a filter you can flip between the original and like the cartoony one, which is
I have a digital version of that.
Yeah, and that was a lot of fun. I kind of put it down, but I love the art style. It kind of reminded me of that app Cut the Rope, if you guys remember that app.
I like Cut the Rope. That game was fun.
That art style looks very reminiscent of that. But Ken, like, let's put you on the spotlight here.
Wait, before you put me on the spotlight. Hey, Pesty, we literally just talked about you. Talking about how you were willing to pay $130 for a Little Princess and how that crazy
David,
jumped up.
Did you get that one?
No, I did not.
I like this version.
I think you talked about it in the Discord for a bit. Pesty, aka Steve, he just hooked me up with a shipment, and then also he bought me some stuff at that retro game store just now today. So I should be getting them in, which is some 3DS goodies that 3DS is like shooting up in price right now. So
yeah, from the moment the JR Magician told me that Barbie game that he was looking for was $900, I was blown away.
You know why, man? You know why the 3DS is so cool to collect? Because it's like a little capsule. I don't know if I'm explaining it perfectly, but it's such a clean little case.
Yeah.
With a nice little cartridge that's just so cute, like and toy like, and it has the same appeal that I would say probably like a collecting for the DS or any Game Boys or N64. It's like, I don't know, it's so great. But what you got, Dev? Runner 3?
What I was trying to find. Like Nicalis games from a while ago came with extra stuff. Like this one had this little light thing with it and a book, and there was like a mini CD of the soundtrack that came with it. Sorry.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's why like I was to a point where I was that type of person that would run to GameStop and trade stuff in. Now I don't.
Yeah.
You're going to put me on the spot. What were you going to say?
I'm going to put you on the spotlight. What does collecting look like for you these days? I haven't heard you talk about collecting in a while. So.
Well, it's because my collecting has slowed to almost non-existent, actually. I don't want to make you guys afraid, though, because sometimes if you say, well, you know, I just stopped collecting, then you begin to think, oh, then he doesn't like video games anymore, blah, blah, blah. And that's not the case. Some of it is, just real world. I'm going through a divorce and stuff, and that's expensive. But also, I don't know. Like, I had some mental issues. OCD, legit. Like, some people will be like, oh, I have OCD because, I checked I didn't know if I locked my car. So I had to check 3 times. I'm so OCD. I'm like, yeah, okay, good for you. But my OCD is a little more drastic than that. But I feel that I've actually recovered from it. And some of my collecting habits, I was a little afraid was revolved around my OCD, so I kind of pulled back. and I enjoyed it. I enjoy the stuff that I actually have still, even though most of my collection is still in Texas, actually. And I did sell a good chunk of it, even. But that said, I still enjoy knowing about what's happening in the video game world. I know I love Nintendo still. The games that I buy now are predominantly games that I'm actually going to play, even if, like, I bought the Xbox, right, series. But I haven't really tapped into its potential of video game library. However, my sole purpose in buying that was to play video games. I bought Skyward Sword. So this might give a best example of what my collecting life is. I bought Skyward Sword, and I opened it. And I only bought one Skyward Sword. And I'm satisfied with that. You know, before I would have bought 2 Skyward Swords. One to have sealed, one to have open. You know what I mean? Now, if Zelda Breath of the Wild comes out with a collector's edition, I will probably buy that and then keep it sealed. So, like, I haven't... But I'm not... For Metroid Dread, I'll just be buying... If I get it, I'll be buying it for... to play. And so the collector's edition doesn't interest me at all because I feel that I'm not as big a fan of the Metroid series.
I get that.
Yeah, so I doubt I'll have a wall of like, eventually my plan is to move from where I'm at. Like, I was only supposed to be in this location for like 3 to 6 months. And I've been here like a year. I just got a little too comfortable and my roommate's really cool, blah, blah, blah. But when I eventually move, my background will probably be just some video game posters as opposed to a video game collection. Because I just not really collecting in that sense anymore. Now it's all just like, it's about playing video games. Now I would still rather have a physical than a digital though. So it's like I bop and weave between both worlds of this is practical and this is not. You know what I'm saying? Now, if Skyward Sword, the real test will be this. If the Skyward Sword that I bought comes out with a Nintendo Select version, then that'll be the real test. Will I buy the Nintendo Select version just to have the variant? Does that make sense? You know, what will I do? I don't even know what I'll do at that point. I will say this, though. The Skyward Sword amiibo, I kind of want that to be a mint condition sealed one. But I don't have it, and I haven't gone crazy trying to get it at the same time.
Well, I was supposed to give you that second one that I had.
Yeah, but it came
Just play it.
Now, if I have to choose between having an opened one or not having one, I'd rather have the open one. So I still might take you up on that offer, Devin. But I'm going to see if I can find a sealed mint one.
They keep jumping up online, and thanks to Wario64, I finally got a copy of this game that I've been wanting
Trover.
so yeah.
And Pesty, you're right. I still collect, but it's changed. It's changed drastically. It's scaled down drastically. Blah 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 blah. I'll no longer have the largest Zelda collection in North America, but like it'll still be like I still greatly love Zelda. I love all gaming news. I still follow it with a passion and stuff. It's just I just am not spending my money on that anymore, and but I still value what I did. Does that make sense? Like, I still value the fun I had in it, and I'm not opposed to diving back in, but I'm probably not gonna because of money issues. But
So what was the core of your collection that you essentially kept?
Zelda stuff? The Zelda games. I did get rid of some of my Zelda merch. But the Zelda games is what I like. I still have a sealed copy of Zelda Ocarina of Time. and I actually saw that selling for an obnoxious amount of money. But here's the thing that it makes me think maybe I should sell that. And like 3-4 years ago, I probably wouldn't have even considered it. So
I've gotten to the point with something like I wanted to do that with this a while ago, and I'm glad I didn't, because now it's like almost $1,000 resale.
Yeah, and like the Breath of the Wild, what you just said, I still have that, and I doubt I'm going to sell it. And
this thing is gonna be pried out of my cold dead hands first.
But I'm not at the point where I would have been where no way in hell I'll sell it. I'm like, there's a way in hell. You can find, there's a path in hell that I will sell anything, but you have to, it's hidden, and you gotta, you have to search through the depths. So yeah, my collecting is different now greatly. But I still enjoy it, just like comic books. At one point, I bought comic books. I bought a ton of comic books. I read them all, blah, 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 blah. I still have a love of comic books. But now, more or less, like, I have to follow comic books through YouTube media, as opposed to buying it myself. I know what's going on with the X-Men. There's this whole, like, they're on the island Krakoa, and they no longer can die. They're all clones, blah, 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 blah. And it's the Jonathan Hickman run. So I know what's going on, but I don't buy the comics at the same time. And I know that makes me lose out on a lot of the experience even, but, dude, I can't afford 19 X-Men comics a month, let alone, and they're not even my favorite. Batman is, and Batman has 100 titles.
I would go and collect comics all the freaking time, and now I really don't. I've focused on like the video game stuff that I love.
Exactly.
I just like having stuff like this that will never leave my collection.
Yeah, and I considered actually one time, just going and buying all the Batman. Villains' first appearances. I wish I would have, because back then Harley Quinn's first appearance was only like $100. Now it's like 1,000 or something.
Oh yeah, I remember getting it a long time ago, and I got it for like $30. We were like, nah, it's a crappy copy. Now it's not.
Do you still have it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Which sucks, because I actually bought that series, and for some reason I would skip here and there. It was the Batman the Animated Series, Batman Adventures, based on the animated series, and Harley Quinn first appeared in that on issue number 11, I believe, or 9, I can't remember which one, and it was her first actual comic book appearance, because she debuted in the cartoon.
Yeah.
So, but I actually enjoyed that comic because I enjoyed the cartoon so much. And so I would buy it here and there, but I would never buy it religiously because it wasn't part of the mainline DC continuity. So, I just happened to skip that issue, which was unfortunate. But again, I sold all my comics anyway, so it don't matter. But does that answer your question, or you got any more in regards to, because when I get my own place again, I eventually want to, I could doll up this place, really, because, the person I live with is, super cool and whatnot, but I just don't want to live here anymore. I just want my own place. And when I do that, it'll be, a more simplistic background, as opposed to what I had in the past, which was just, it was, almost, I vomited up all Zelda stuff, and wherever it landed, because it was so much stuff.
You love it,
Hang on, my phone. Where is my phone?
It's really, really close to the mic. David, you're right there.
I'm good. I didn't know if Ken was gonna step aside for a bit so I could take the floor or something.
Yeah, I'm stepping aside.
Cool. Let's see. I do need to clean up some of my collection stuff. In terms of I got Monster Hunter Stories Collector's Edition. Haven't opened it yet.
I never actually even found Stories Collector's Edition.
Did you need it?
Not really. Would I like it? Kinda. I mean, it's not. I mean, I have the 3 amiibo. That's the only real reason that I wanted the Collector's Edition to rise.
That was my second question, is if you had the amiibo, so that's cool.
Yeah, I got all 3 of the amiibo, so I'm good on those. I still need that damn Palamute, which I hope actually comes back in October.
Yeah, I got a pallet mute just by pure luck a few months ago, but I'm hoping to get a second one just to kind of like, I don't know. I do like my sealed amiibo collection. It's just something about it so pristine and clean cut. You know?
I thought the same thing until you realize that you can a sealed amiibo collection. It's vast.
Yeah, I mean, that's if you don't even get. That's even if you don't get, if you just stick to Smash Brothers, it's huge.
Yeah.
So if you guys had a time machine and you guys go back to 2015, what do you feel like 2021 Ken and Devin would have a leg up in terms of what to expect from waiting in line in Toys R Us and releases and things of that nature? Do you think you would have a leg up in a way?
Yeah, you just pre-order all of them, like the first round, and then you sell them all for $100 a piece.
Dude, Ken, you remember that's how I met you, for God's sake.
Yeah, we literally met collecting Pokemon or Amiibo.
We literally couldn't pre-order them, even if we wanted to.
Well, I pre-ordered the first round, every one of them in the first round. But nobody else, nobody I knew else did. They were like, I'll just buy it when it comes out, and then it was just a craze.
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing, because the first one I picked up was Little Mac, and everybody's like, oh, that's going to be garbage, and it ended up being one of the most expensive ones at the time.
I believe Little Mac was the second round or third round, but when we were talking rounds, though, it was like a 3 at a time.
Yeah,
have y'all seen?
Round was the holy trinity of the Villager,
Marth, and Wii Fit.
Have you guys seen these Smash sealed collections sell?
Oh yeah, they sell for a lot.
Like a couple grand, something like that.
I can't. It all depends because it goes up and down. Like
it really depends on where you freaking find them. Because I ended up selling a bunch of the doubles that I had because I had a pretty big sealed collection, and then I just focused on the open stuff. And I was lucky to get 400 out of it because people were just lowballing the crap out of me, and I just wanted to get rid of it.
Yeah, but now that would probably be like we're in a stage right now where I think it's just accepted that they're a decent chunk, because like for a minute everybody was like, because it was a craze and everybody got caught up in it, and then suddenly you wake up one day and you have 5 boxes of toys that you don't really care to do anything with. So now you're like, and you have a car payment, so you're like, oh crap, what do I do with this? And so the market died, but at the same time, it's still Nintendo, so it just crept back up, and now I think we're at a point where it's like almost where you're like, yeah, these are just going to be expensive.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised because when these first released, they were going crazy. Now you can go on eBay and get them for like $10.
Oh wait, so did that stock happen this week by chance?
Not that I know of. I still had these from the first round.
I still need to get on that. I don't know, dude. I missed out because I swear it's crazy. Because like on the way to work, I was on the Target app as I was driving. I don't condone that. I don't like texting and driving. But I was like, let me just do it because I'm on my way to work. And as I get to work, the infamous Target where I found this guy, guys, that one right there, it's right around the corner. And so I was like, I could just be 15 minutes late. Not a big deal. And that would have worked out because there was even like a meeting and there wasn't like, it wouldn't have been a big deal.
Hey, real quick, Nick just jumped in to say, hey, he's at work. He misses us, blah, blah, blah. We miss you too, Nick. I know you do catch the show on repeat. So thank you. And we do appreciate you're still part of the community. Go on.
Good to see you, Nick. And so I was like, let me, in hindsight, I would have just gone because at that Target, it was one of the ones that they messed up and they were just selling at the counter. Like they didn't have any, they were just, people could just go in and sell or and buy it. So I wish I would have done that because I could have probably gotten a couple or something.
That was literally the only reason that I have 3 of them right now.
So if they do a round 2, how do you think that's going to pan out?
They need to handle it differently because they handled it the exact same way they do the Xbox and the PS5s, like dog shit.
It's nuts, man.
They really did. They handled it like absolute crap.
Hey,
I'm surprised.
Real quick, also, sorry. We're probably gonna end the show 5 minutes early because we're on. I don't want this to just like cut out like it did that one time, so I just want to give us a lot of wiggle room. So we're gonna end at 8:55. So 5 minutes.
Okay. I'm surprised I've gotten the amount of consoles that I've gotten for friends and family. For like the PS5.
You had a lot of luck, and I'm still thanking John for the fact that I even have a PS5 right now.
Well, you had one initially, right? And it's brought that on you.
I got the bad luck of the thing dying like literally the moment I turned it on.
That's nuts. But man, I'm looking at it. It's right here to my left, and it's such a pretty console. I think it was a combination of FOMO and then also like, I should probably upgrade.
Dude, it was for me too, because for the longest time I'm like, I don't want it, and like 3 days before I'm like, shit,
I need it.
It's word of mouth, it's marketing, it's hype, it's FOMO, it's all of the above.
I'm holding out on the Xbox. I haven't come near it. I've technically had one in my possession, but I didn't open it.
Far superior.
I just need that special edition Banjo one or something, and I'll get it.
That's the thing I'm waiting for. Also, did that fridge actually come to fruition, or is that not real?
It's real, but I think it was more of a prize than anything. It's not like there's
something they were literally going to sell.
I think it's more of a prize kind of, you know.
Damn.
But they did make it into a reality, because I remember, you know, the tweets like, it's real, I can't believe it. But it was just Xbox making fun of themselves.
Okay. But yeah, the Xbox has got to come out with a special edition before I come anywhere near it.
They should actually do mini fridges or something. I bet that could sell. That would be a good like little novelty thing for gamers.
Yeah, it would.
Because you could just put it right next to your... Because, you know, no gamer's going to really buy an Xbox fridge. But, you know, $60 mini fridge for your monsters, you know.
David, if you were to get the Series X and they were coming out with a special edition, what one would it be for you to specifically get it, besides Banjo?
I don't know, man. Something with color. I think Xbox is known for, like, you know, black and white. If they pop up with something with like color, like a lime green, like if they did that, kind of like the Xbox, if you guys remember the Mountain Dew version that was like lime green.
I love that one. It was like see-through lime green. That was really neat. I miss the days of those see-through consoles.
I think that would be a cool one to jump into, but I don't know. It's just black consoles are just they're sleek and just like very straightforward, but I like it when a white console comes out. I don't know, there's something about it.
Yeah, the Switch OLED white does look sleek. Does look like snazzy.
Yeah.
David,
hey, Evilborn, how are you?
Minecraft Xbox that they released where it looked like a Minecraft brick of grass, like the top
I did see that.
all brown. I think that one. I like Minecraft, but I think that one was a really neat design for one specifically, and I love my the Gears of War 3 Xbox that I have. By far my favorite one because of the black and red color scheme.
Yeah, that there was also a I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a special edition or a sweepstakes Minecraft one that was like, it's that same concept that you said with the grass and the brown, but it was like the volcano one. So it was like kind of like purple blues with some red and yellows for the fire.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's so cool, and I entered to win that one. Disney did a Coco one, which was really cool. It had like sugar skulls all over it. I don't know. Xbox they've had some really nice looking ones.
One that they did for, I think it was Gears of War. No, mine's from 4. The one they did from Gears of War 5 is pretty fantastic. It's got like that ice look to it. That one's really neat, but I still say the black and red one's cooler.
Yeah, I just hope they start. I mean, the variants need to come out soon. Like PS5 needs to release the black one. That's inevitable, right?
Yeah, I'm having a feeling they're going to release a black one. They're going to release like probably that burgundy red one, like they did for that the controller.
Or they're going to do the face plates. I think I heard a rumor that back in the day they were going to sell face plates that were official.
Well, yeah, because they took down, put a cease and desist on that company from when the PS5 first came out. that was selling faceplates, and they told me, like, stop. Like, I think they're probably going to start pumping out faceplates and not actually release.
Could you imagine if Nintendo did something like that? Like, everybody would be like, oh, this ain't blah, blah, blah.
But in a way, they kind of did, though, because they're like, here's colored Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
Like, one bottom up. I did.
We do have to end it to hit, so because I don't want it to abruptly like cut out, because Discord or not Discord, Google Meet, where we're meeting right now, like they give you an hour time limit, and like they'll just like literally like done. So we'll just cut out a little early. When we had Bandana Gamer on, we were using his Zoom account, which doesn't have that. But you know, whatever. But Evilborn, hi, how are you? Also, to backtrack a little, I don't like to talk about like my like non-collecting habits nowadays, because I always feel like it makes me come across to other collectors again. Like, I don't want other collectors to feel like I'm like, you know, I'm better than them or judging them or something like that. Like, it's just, this is what I'm doing now, but it doesn't diminish my love of gaming at all. And I still appreciate your guys' like collection, and I love it. And I love hearing about you guys collecting. And if you found a game in the wild, I would celebrate with you and stuff. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
All right, cool. So, anyways, we should get going. I'm not sure if Bandana will be on next week or not, but if not, I think he'll at least return in 2 weeks. But yeah, it was fun catching up with you guys. Anything to add?
No, all good.
Sweet.
If you guys want to play on Red Dead Redemption, though, add me on Xbox Live with Death List 5.
Death List 5, Red Dead Redemption, and yeah, and you know what? A gaming thing that I'll always keep, Pesty? This bad girl right here. But anyways, guys, it's dangerous to go alone. Please share this video, this channel with a friend. We'll see you guys next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have yourself a great day.
Peace.
Peace.